Hier kommt unser neuer Trainer.
Here we go. It is time for RJ Plays to take over Schalke. Can we get them to bounce back up and eventually dominate the Bundesliga and back into a Champions League winning side? Let's find out in this Schalke rebuild. Okay, so straight away coming in and looking at the objectives from the board. So similarly to what we would have done anyway, a critical priority put on youth development. So they want 2 people signed in the defender position from the youth academy, and then 3 players under 20 with a higher potential than the current first team. That is very doable. They want 7 clean sheets in the league, and to sell 3 players. I reckon we'll sell a lot more than 3 players, but we will see. Finish with a 25.8 million profit at the end of the first transfer window. Okay. And keep salary growth under 10%. Win the league title of the Bundesliga 2 and reach the round of 16 of the DFB Pokal. That one is the hard one, and it's critical priority. That is going to be hard, and obviously no continental objectives. Okay, the first thing to do is to go straight to the youth academy, and this guy we're going to call Robert definitely has the potential. So we're going to look straight away at what development plan we should put on him. A target man is definitely the way to go. 68 overall, in 10 weeks will be 69. Promote him straight to the senior team. And then we've also got David Botha as well, who looks pretty good. So we'll stick a 3-week training plan on him. We'll go through and do this for all the individual players with the good potential. 85 is probably a bit too low. 86 is probably the minimum I'll keep. So we'll go through and do it for these other 5 players. Okay, now we're into the squad, and straight away what I can see is there seems to be quite a few loans, whether they're into the club like this guy Thomas, the left wing back, or they're out of the club like Mendil here. We've got, so there's a few more here and there, but the big one that I've noticed straight away is Kabak on loan at Norwich City. So the first thing we're going to do for £79,000 straight away is recall him. He will be our star centre back to try and build around this season. Okay, so there is quite a lot of depth there. We've got some good young players, but a lot of contracts expiring as well. So we remember that board objective was to try and keep the increase in costs down. Well, that's not really going to help when looking at that. See, there is huge players out on loan, such as Harriet here. It would cost £100,000 to get him back. We're doing it. He is coming back to the club. You've got Salazar out on loan as well. Someone who, the 2 centre mids who are starting currently are both 31. How much does it cost? Oh, he's on loan here. So he could be someone we potentially look to buying in the summer. But more cams out on loan here, the young cams. It's just crazy. Everyone we've got in here seems to be really old, and all the prospects we have seem to be out on loan. So we've recalled a couple of people. Now looking, so they're currently playing a 5 at the back system, which personally I don't love, especially we've just dropped down into the 2nd division of this league. Do we really then want to start off on the negative foot playing a 5 at the back? I know it's not necessarily negative in real life playing 5 at the back, but on FIFA this year it definitely will be. So I think straight away we're going to change it to a 4 back. We definitely want 2 strikers, just because we need to make the most of people and stars like this Robert here. So we're going to do 2 at the back, and we definitely want a wide man to utilise people like Harriet. So I think, nice and simple, we're actually going to go for a 4-1-2-1-2 wide. And in this, we're going to start with Farman in goal. The right back is, the situation is a weird one. Aiden, we're going to see if we can convert because he's nice and young. Centre backs will be Sane. We're going to probably look to move out the club because he's 30. So it will be Karak and Itakura, who is on loan from Man City. Try and make the most of it. He's also on loan to us there, so we might consider recalling our young left back as well. in that CDM position, he is probably the best one. Palsson, as you can see, Harrit straight into that left midfield, Ranftil straight into the right midfield for now, and then at that cam position we've got Drexler, not Draxler, Drexler, but again very old. So we've got a 28-year-old and a 21-year-old up front. So I would be tempted to put Robert and Pierre up top to start off with, because surely they're both going to grow together and we can look to identify other areas of the team where we can improve with a decent budget, but trying to achieve those board objectives as well. Okay, so now straight away looking back at the squad, we know the formation we're going to look to play. Now we need to figure out our depth. So if we keep Farman for now as our temporary number one, then Frazel can go on the transfer list. His contract is expiring anyway. So is the other very old goalkeeper, but we'll try and keep him around for at least this season. Someone like Çalhanoğlu, not the famous one, but probably his cousin or brother or something, we would look to try and convert 2 weeks to be a left back, so he could be fitting into this formation. So now we don't really need this person, but to terminate the loan is £88,000. We're definitely going to do that, and then we're definitely going to recall Mendel for 30 odd £1,000 straight away. So he looking like two decent left back options who are very young, which is good. Kavak obviously there, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 centre backs. Do we need 6 centre backs when we're looking at a 2-back formation and we have someone loaned in? No. So Sane is going to go up for sale. And we're also going to put Kaminsky on the transfer list, because if we look further down, Theo and Becker are two pretty good centre-backs. And then this one he's quite young and can play in a couple of positions, so might come in handy. So when it comes to Aiden, like we said, hopefully we can change him to a right-back, 17 weeks. That'll have to do. We might need to bring in another right back as well, and again his contract is expiring. When it comes to the CDM position, we've currently got 4. So we've got a 30-year-old in Palsson, 24-year-old in Wouters, we've got a youngster in Flick and a youngster in Capros. So I am going to actually go and transfer list Palsson, and Flick and Wouters can take over and he can go on the loan list. So left midfield we have Harrit, we've got Matundo as well, who I think is someone with good potential out on loan. So we could bring him back, or we could bring Charlinov back, someone who's a little bit worse but probably won't hurt him as much to not play all the time. So I think, I know he's on loan to us, so we'll keep him for now and leave Matundo out on loan. We've got Salazar in on loan, which we don't particularly need. These two 31-year-olds now do not fit into either of the formations, so can go straight on the transfer list. And then we've got 3 cams here, which are all going to get some form of use, so we'll keep them there. And we've got 2 young ones with a bit more potential out on loan. Older right midfielder, so going to need to look to strengthen there. And then if Robert and the on loan Pienga are on loan in, so we'll keep him. To Road is someone retiring, but we might be able to sell him now. And then Butler as well, we might be able to sell and use some of these youngsters or get someone in. Okay, this guy as well has definitely got to go. So yeah, that's how the state of the squad is currently. Okay, so sitting on the day after deadline day, 1st of September, and a lot has changed. Let's go through and show you our transfer history. So in date order, as you can see, Sane was the first person to leave the club for $5.5 million to America. Then Ralph Farman going to Istanbul Başakşehir for £1.75 million. Capros going on loan to Ibiza. And then the first incoming of the video, Van der Voort, the young 19-year-old goalie, coming in for £4 million to Schalke. So we got rid of Fallman, who is 73 overall, and bought a 19-year-old who is 71 overall for 4 million. Definitely a long-term investment, but someone who should start and be our number one keeper from day one. Up next, continuing on the Belgian theme, Van der Bremt in from Club Brugge for 2.3 million. Already converted him from a right wing to a right midfield. And he's already gone up from 67 overall to 69. Some good potential, lots of game time, hopefully down in the Bundesliga too, meaning he will grow nice and quick for us for a really cheap fee. Up next, Drizzy has gone out on loan to Dusseldorf. And then we have signed another Belgian player. We're going to call him Yeri in from Anderlecht for 6.5 million. The 20-year-old playing at Cam, 5.5 million valued, 73 overall. Slots straight in as one of the better players in the side in the attack. Hoping for him to make lots of chances for the young forwards. And last but not least, another deadline day signing of Sikwe, signed from Standard Liège for 2.65 million, already valued at 3.1, 70 overall, and providing us with 2 right backs in the squad instead of 1. So if we go across, this is how the side is now looking to start off. So it's nice and strong. Hopefully it's going to grow. Unfortunately, we did not manage to get rid of either of the 2 older strikers, even though they're transfer listed, but they might come in handy across the season, or someone in January might come and get them. So we'll see you on the 1st of January. Okay, so just like that, we are back. It is the 1st of January, and as you can see from the league standings, it's not gone great. We're 4 points off the promotion places to the Bundesliga, but the squad is developing quite nicely. So as you can see, the guy we had in on loan as a striker, the assistant manager decided to never play him, pretty much playing Terode and Butler instead. So even Robert hasn't really played much. So the first call of business in January, we really want a good striker in, but we want these 2 out desperately. So we're going to look for that, see what happens. I'll recap you at the end of January and we'll go from there. Okay, so as you can see, the transfer window is done. It's the 1st of February. Let's have a look at the transfers we've made. So 2 incomings, one right now, João Pedro, signed for 7 million, valued 6.5, 73 overall, a good striker to partner Robert up top. And a free signing for the end of the season, Danny Welbeck will be coming in on a free, again 73 overall, just as a squad player, and hopefully we'll move on our 2 old boys in time. So I'll see you at the end of the season. Hopefully we can get promotion. Right, so here we are, the day after the last game of the season, and as you can see, if we go and look at the league, we have won the league by 1 point, getting a win on the last day of the season. It is the 2nd time in the whole season we have touched 1st place, but we have won the league, completed that objective, and that means we will be playing Bundesliga football next season. So the team that did it is looking like this. So the defence is looking really strong, but Itakura goes back to Man City after his loan basically now. So we're going to have to look to strengthen that centre-back position. I mean, we do have Theo, who has been playing pretty well and does have okay potential to come in. We also have some people that will probably be leaving us, and some development has been made. Harrit sitting on that left wing at 80 overall is outstanding. But let's look at the top scorer. So in the league, the top scorer was Terode, someone who we did not even want in the squad this season, but we will take it. So right, so top scorer, as we said, Terode. Yuri coming in 2nd, joint with Butler, another player who we kind of want out the squad, but now it's not as big a deal because our young striker Robert is actually the same overall as him, so he should start to get more game time. Top assists is Yuri, so he has been a very good signing. 8 assists in 25 appearances. Not as many appearances as I would have liked, with Harrit second there. When it comes to appearances, you can see, looking at players who we really wanted to develop, Yuri only playing 25 times, Mendel only playing 20 times, Sikret only playing 18 times all season. Just makes no sense. And we're still scrolling down. João Pedro played 10 times since January. That's not too bad. But Van der Bremt went up 4 overall, even though he only played 9 times. And Robert playing 8 times, went up 3 overall. Really, really needs to have a starting position next season. So happy with the squad. We nearly got sacked several times, it looks like. As you can see, our manager rating 53. So we'll go through the objectives. We did all the youth objectives, which is great. We didn't manage to get even 7 clean sheets in the league. We only got 2, but we did sell 3 players right at the last minute in January. We sold the 3rd. We didn't have 25.8 million profit at the end of the transfer window. Bearing in mind we had to sign 3 players to complete the objective here, but we are going to have ticked this off by the end, because as you can see, salary growth has been 8%, which is under 10. We did win the Bundesliga 2, but we did get knocked out at really early in the cup, which wasn't actually a bad thing considering our squad depth. So yeah, so a decent season, and as long as we keep the job, on to season 2. Right, here we are, 1st of September, season 2. Let's go and take you through the transfers of this window. So first thing was we sold our CDM Wooters for 2 million. It's basically bang on value. 25, 72 overall, wasn't going to get much better, so decided to get those wages out of the club. We brought in a free agent goalkeeper under the name of Brandon Austin. He's already worth 1.4 million. He does improve as well, as he's so young, and Van der Voort was the only keeper left at the club at the end of last season. Onana has come in from Lille for 7 million, replacing the CDM role. 7 million valued at 5, but we have so much room to grow on him that we're happy with that transfer fee. This Cam, who was out on loan last season, has gone to Deportivo Alaves. So as you can see, he was an okay Cam, but we just have loads of them in the club at the moment. And then the big money signing, Bournemouth, can't say that name, so we are going to call him Seb. Seb has come in from Wolfsburg for 22.5 million. 78 overall, will grow. I can see we've paid a bit over the odds, but we've got our man. And then another Cam has gone out the club for 960k, and Thior, someone we wasn't really looking to sign, but we needed the money. We had literally none after the Seb signing, so Thior has gone to Brighton for 6 million. So that leaves the first team looking like this. So obviously you can see there's a few injuries, so we'll go in here. So we've got 75 overall, Van der Voort in goal, Sikret on the right back, Kabak and Seb in defence. We've got Mendel at left back. That's definitely the next position that needs improving. Onana at CDM. Van der Bremt at right mid, but we still do have Ramsdale, which is causing problems with the playtime. We have Yuri at the cam position, who looks to be a quality player. Harrit on the left, the best player in the squad currently. João Pedro and Robert up top. Look at that team. Definitely a team where we are going to try and achieve the objectives of the season. So we've done none of the youth objectives so far. We will send our scout out, try and at least get the 2 defenders again. We need 7 clean sheets again, but we did sign a crucial first team player, that Onana, come in as a crucial midfielder. Financial wise, wanted us to reduce the wages. Pretty hard when you're coming up from the lower league. It's a bit ridiculous, but I get they've got huge financial troubles, so let's hope we don't bankrupt them too badly. and the shirt sales will come as the season goes on. They want us to reach around a 16 again in the cup, same thing again, and finish mid-table in the league. So let's get onto it. What do I want? I will take Bundesliga survival. That will do for me. We started off well with 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. Let's see where we are come January. And just like that, here we are, 1st of January. As you can see from the league table, it's not gone so great. So we are sitting in 16th. So we are in that fight for relegation. We are level on points with Bayern Munich. I've just noticed that is. Oh my God. I have no idea why Bayern Munich are 15th, but they currently are. So I'm not too confident in staying up. Hopefully we will. Let's take a look at how the squad is developing. So you can see Van der Voort coming a very solid keeper. Kabak and Bornau a very good centre-back partnership. Definitely need a new left-back. And the rest of the team just needs to keep growing. Yuri, João Pedro, Harrit, definitely stars. Robert up top as well has just taken over as the second striker, so hopefully he can get more game time and really start pushing. So we are sitting on 8.53 million. Can we get a young left back for that? Maybe we'll have a look around, see what we can do, and see you after the January transfer window. Here we go, 1st of February. Let's show you what has gone on. So, as you can see, 2 transfers and a lot of people exited the club that was agreed before the transfer window. So, Mendil, our current left back at 25, only 72 overall, has left the club for 2.3 million. But Balde has come in from Barcelona. He's 19 and he's also 72 overall. £4.5 million fee, but he is sitting at a £4.6 million value, so a good signing there. Old sub CDM Paulsen has gone out for 1.5 million to Braga, and Becker has gone to Club Brugge for 1.35 million as well. So let's see if we survive at the end of the season. Okay, just like that, end of the season. And how did things finish up? Well, we actually come in at 12th. So had a good second half of the season, ended up 9 points clear of the drop. And as you can see, Bayern Munich kind of got back to normal and finished in 5th. So they really had a good second half to the season. But more importantly, let's check out the squad. So the difference between this squad at the start of the season and the end of the season is quite big. Robert up top, the right mid and the left back and the right back are upgrading, but pretty slowly. They're definitely going to have to speed up a bit, but they are all still really young when you go through. And look, like Balde obviously is just 19 and gone up 1 overall this season. Has he played a lot? He's played more, but he only came in January, so can't really say a lot about that. Good signing there in Seb. I also signed this guy, George Campbell, off a free agent, just so we had a bit more depth at centre-back, because I noticed we were really light, but for nothing. And then he's valued at 725k. It's a good signing. So he's still 20. Hugo on the right back position, and then you've also got Aiden there at 21. So he's doing pretty well when you look like that. Onana, 21, only went up 2 overall this season. Played 18 times. That's not bad. Harrit gone up another 2, 25, hitting that peak now really at 82. Sub Matundo going up 3. It's nice. Got some, as you can see, some youth academy prospects in and around the squad. Still haven't been able to get rid of these 2 players, both transfer listed, but he's going to retire anyway. Drizzy might be going to Portland Timbers now. He's gone up a little bit. Yuri is really doing well at 21 to be 80 overall is class. See, Van der Bremt, 21 years of age, 74 overall. He is now going to play regularly as well. So he played 25 games this season. So only missing out on 11 to Raftil. So it might be time for him to make his way out the club as well. And then some more youth academy players. The young strikers that were already here have gone up a fair amount. He is going, thank God, 31 years old, 62 overall, is ridiculous. Danny Welbeck, we've got one more season with him, just a bit of a squad player really. And then we've got Robert here, so he's only just turned 18, but he's 75 overall. And João Pedro, 21 and 80 overall. So those two could well be the strike partnership for the whole of this rebuild. So what do I think we're going to need next season? I think we need some depth, to be honest. We need some more strength across the whole team. Let's see what budget we get in the new season. Here we go, season 3, and let's show you the transfers. So we started off by signing a free transfer of Prato, 69 overall, but one of our objectives this season was to sign 3 South American players, but that isn't working. So we signed him on a free to get 1 out of 3, and it did not work. So forget the objectives. Let's just play. Ramsdale has gone to Udinese for 1.75 million, and hopefully that means more time for Van der. Yeah. Sikwe, unfortunately, they paid his release clause because the assistant manager pretty much all of last season didn't play him for some reason. So he wasn't very happy. So they paid his 11.2 million release clause. And Flick has gone out on loan to Royal Antwerp just to make sure Onana gets the game time that I want him to get. So we've brought in Livramento for 0.8 million more than we sold Sikwe to. Sikwe being 77 overall, and Livramento being 75. But we did just get the development notifications saying that Sikwe was pretty much at his max potential. So bringing in someone 1 year younger, a bit more time, might do us the world of good. And we also brought in a squad player to replace the right mid we just lost, 22-year-old Ryan Longman from Brighton, bought for 2.2 million. Immediately he's worth 3.1. So let's see at the end of the season where we're at. But this is how the team now looks. A lot of people out on international duty, but just need the fullbacks to develop, and the right mid and the CDM and striker, and we'll be getting there. And just like that, here we are, 1st of January. And as you can see from the league table, it's going well. So we're sitting in 2nd place and 6 points ahead of Leipzig in 3rd. Bayern Munich back to the top of the table, but we're only 5 points behind, which is pretty good. And we are through to the quarterfinals of the DFB Pokal, which means we've completed our cup objective as well. So how's the squad getting on? Well, the first team is looking pretty good, still weaker at the left back and right back sections, but they are both developing. We just got a notification that Van der Bremt's development is kind of stalled, so in this transfer window we're going to try and look for a new right midfielder. We got a backup in, so there's no reason Van der Bremt might not be moved on, to make the most of that profit. So he was signed for like 2 million or something, next to nothing. And now if you go across, look at his value, he's valued at 5.5. So he's been a decent signing, still only 21. And then we've got Longman there as well. So there is no reason we couldn't move Van der Bremt on potentially and then bring in a new right midfielder. So for the first time, I'm actually going to show you who we're looking at. We're going to go in the transfer hub. The scouts have all been sent out. We're not looking at him anymore. We are looking at Amad Diallo, Palestri and Blanco. So someone from the Bundesliga and then 2 Man United right midfielders, because surely they can't be desperate to keep both. Both have decent potential as well, so hopefully they've done well. The scout reports will come back before the end of January and then we will make our decisions. So we will see you then. Okay, here we go, 1st of February. Let's show you the one transfer that was completed, and it is Amad Diallo in from Man United for 15 million. So he's 76 overall, so he's already rated better than Van der Bremt, but he's definitely got some room left to grow. He seems to still be developing, so he should go on and do well. And we're still in that 2nd place position, 2 points behind Bayern now. Can we, in our 3rd season, push on to win the Bundesliga? Let's find out. Right, here we go, end of season 3, and as you can see, the form tailed off a little bit towards the end of the season, and the loss in our last game meant we have played and finished to 4th position, which means Champions League football for Schalke next season. So we're going to do one more season and call that done. Hopefully we can push for the league or the cup or the Champions League, see how we get on. So let's also show you in the DFB Pokal, as we were still going, we actually lost on penalties in the final to Wolfsburg, so that could have been the end of it. So looking at the squad now, we've only got 4 positions in the starting lineup that are under 80 overall. Onana unfortunately hasn't really worked out, and he's turned around, and we've got the notification saying his development is going to start slowing down. Diallo started going up, which is good, so he's gone up to 77. Livramento and Balde are both going up as well. So the focus of the next transfer window is going to be getting a Class C D to go in there. But let's have a look. I've realised we haven't done this for a season or so. So looking at top appearance makers, you can see Robert, João Pedro, Yuri, Onana, Bornau, Kabak and Van der Voort all join on 39, which is really good. Top goal scorer of the season is Yuri with 21, and João Pedro just behind on 19, so really good from those two. Bit of a disappointing season from Robert there, but he's still 19 years old, don't forget, and he's 80 overall. Top assists, Yuri as well, so topping both the goals and the assists at 21 and 8, so 29 goal contributions this season. Harrick getting 7 off that left wing, and Onana, so he's still not playing bad, got 6 from the CDM position. So did anyone get top goal scorer or anything? Okay, so Yuri and João Pedro in the league both come joint second with 17 goals, which is really good. Assist wise, not as good. Yuri, he's still joint second actually with 7, so not too bad. Clean sheets wise, Van der Voort getting 7, so joint 3rd place. So we take that, we'll go ahead, go to next season and try and buy that CDM. And just like that, back to the 1st of September 2024. Let's catch you up with the transfers. So we started off in this window by bringing in a free agent striker, Bielek, and the Polish free agent, only 22 years of age, 77 overall, and 14 million worth of value. So really good signing who's got some decent value and can stick around. We then, for £30 million, brought in Thuram, the 81 overall 23-year-old CDM, to strengthen that slot, which we said was weakest probably in the team with Onana. So definitely bringing some solidarity to that position. Then we got in another free agent striker for some more depth in Michy Batshuayi, who we got for free, obviously worth 9 million, 77 overall as well. So 4 very strong strikers at the club now. We then brought in Man United youngster Menji, who is 73 overall for free and has really good potential. So be interested to see what actually happens here. God knows why he was a free agent. And look at that sprint speed, 87 sprint speed for a centre-back who's free. That's insane. We then, again, another free agent, Taylor Richards, just getting in as a sub-cam, worth 5 million, only 23, 74 overall. I think that was a really solid pickup. And out on loan, Youth Academy prospect Mayat has gone to Atletico PR. And Youth Academy prospect Botha has gone to Rosario Central. So good to get them finally out on loan. And then Top, who starts off at Schalke, has decent potential, hasn't really gone up much. So he's gone out on loan to Preston North End. So that's how the transfer window went. This is what the team is currently looking like. So you can see Van der Voort up to 82 overall. Livramento and Balde in the fullbacks position, both to 79. Kabak and Seb at the defence are 84 and 83. Thuram 81. Diallo 78. Harriet 83. Yuri 83, João Pedro an 87 overall striker, giving us a good chance, and Robert up top 81, still with some growing to go. So the start of the season has been 1 win, 1 loss. Let's see where we end up at the end. Quick pit stop, as we forgot to mention, our Champions League group stage draw was Real Madrid, Sparta Praha and Rapid Vienna. So 1 tough side, 2 not so tough sides. Hopefully we can make it to the knockout stage there as well. And just like that, January 1st, sorry. And we are sitting in the league in 3rd position, but only 1 point off of 1st. So it's not going too bad. I thought we would have been doing a little bit better than this, considering the way the squad is looking. But never mind, we could be Bayern Munich down in 8th. But let's have a look. And we are still in the DFB Pokal, which we are into the quarterfinals against Mönchengladbach. And then if we look in the UEFA Champions League, we have made it to the round of 16, where we have drawn a really tough opponent in Man United. We come 2nd in our group, just losing out to Real Madrid, which was the only game that we went ahead and lost. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm not going to do any business in January. We have like no money and there's not a lot of room for improvement. As you can see, everyone is now at least 80 overall in the squad. So we're going to see it out. This will be the last season. Let's see what we can do. Okay, bit of a change of plans. Someone paid Harriet's release clause, so he has left us. They paid 63.9 million for someone valued at 38.5, which, so we're not going to turn that down. So we have brought in a replacement in Damsgaard for 72.5 million, still 24, so got some room to grow, but hopefully he sees us out at the end of the season. So here we are, end of the very last season of the Schalke rebuild. And as you can see, we didn't quite manage to bring Schalke to the top of the Bundesliga. But once again, re-qualifying for the Champions League, which is where I kind of remember Schalke, always in and around the Champions League spots, but still pushing and challenging for the top. In terms of the Champions League, how did we get on? Well, the final is going to be Real Madrid, Man City, so we're not in there. We're not in the semi-finals and we're not in the quarterfinals. We actually lost 4-3 on aggregate to Man United. So a good performance, but not quite cutting the gravy. But, however, we did go on and manage to win on penalties the DFB Pokal. So we did get Schalke a piece of silverware at least. So here is the way the squad finished. So actually 82 overall for Robert there. He kind of tailed off towards the end, which was a shame. But everyone being above 80 overall and still slightly growing as well. Highlights, Balde and Livramento coming into the squad late at fullbacks. But if we'd have managed to get them in earlier, they could have been even higher. Done really well here. Also, the free agent Bieltek stepping in for Robert as he was injured. Gone up to 80 overall. He's definitely someone to keep an eye on in your career mode saves. So when we go across looking at the stats for this season, we have Van der Voort and João Pedro making 47 appearances each, the most in the side. João Pedro being up to 91 overall, which is insane. Top goal scorer obviously João Pedro, and Amad Diallo coming in and doing really well there with 15 to his name. Bieltek off the bench a lot, getting 10 goals more than Robert did over the season, even with his injury. Assists then, Yuri topping the charts with 10, João Pedro in second with 7. So he actually got 35 goal contributions in 47 games, which is absolutely incredible. And how many clean sheets for Van der Voort? 11. Cannot complain about that, playing every single game of the season. Austin not getting a look in, another free agent in this side. So do I think this is a pass or a fail as a rebuild? I'm going to go for just about a pass. We won something for Schalke, got them promoted as well in the first instance and put them back to regular Champions League football. So if you did enjoy this video, please pop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for more rebuilds like this.